Okay, so today, I know you guys usually like me to watch the original videos and stuff, and I'll be honest, I would if I could, but I don't really have the time to watch because I'll be honest, this video goes for half an hour. It'll probably take me an hour to watch this, and then I would really want to watch Brand's reaction to it as well. And then that's another hour, so it's like, I'll be honest, I'm just gonna watch Brand's reaction. If the video was shorter, probably I would just watch Minseth, but it's just a lot of time. All right, it's a lot of time. It'd be like 2 hours. I don't even know how long I would make this go for. But yeah, if you're wondering, I would watch Minseth, but we are gonna watch it though. I'm very excited and interested to see what this is gonna be about. It's Dottore might still be alive on the quest that broke Genshin's law, Luna 7 Acts 9 and 10. And yeah, it's talking and in Brand's thumbnail has the lizard, and I'll be honest, like with the lizard, when we first saw it, I think it was Thoth was holding it. People were saying it in the chat, like, it has the colors. I mean, I was like, bro, there's nothing about it. But when it cut to obviously the traveler and the healer talking to Mavwika through the barrier and stuff, and then the lizard was there as well. That's when I was like, that's weird. It looks like he's watching us through the lizard. So yeah, I mean that did look kind of weird in that part. But yeah, we're gonna watch this and see where this goes. I'm still waiting for the Minsliff brand talk, by the way. That should be great. They're definitely for this patch, like, bro.
Minsleaf is cooking something that I don't know if is going to be good or bad. She is currently saying the quest that broke Genshin's law still alive with Dottore. I don't think Dottore is technically still alive right now, but let's see what Minsleaf has.
Because it is like all of Dottore, like the Dottore in Ermito that we fought was the full was all of Dottore that was left. And obviously we destroyed that. But technically, its memories are still like if we're saying like if the memories are still in the roots of Ermito. I mean, I say that like maybe it probably is like there could still be memories in the roots because I mean. I said this in a comment that the memories of the battle with Dottore are still technically in Irminsul because you have to go to the Irminsul tree to activate the battle, which is I don't know if I'm cooking there or not, but I mean he's probably still like somewhere like memory wise, but we'll see.
To say about it, shall we?
Irminsul is gone. The
Yep.
world database
So it's insane.
of Teyvat's entire world is destroyed. But
Kinda.
the story of Genshin is definitely not over.
Yeah, I mean kinda because it is Aru now.
No.
No. In
Not yet.
fact, far from it. Because before Irminsul was destroyed, Nahida uncovered a secret about a hidden statue of the Seven.
Oh my god, yeah, what is this? I'm still surprised. I was like, at the end of the quest, I was like, hold up. They didn't mention anything about this. What the hell? Yeah, and it's an inverted statue, so...
True, the upside down. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, I hope she's going to go into this because this
Yeah,
is
like-
something that we haven't even touched on yet.
Now we probably haven't seen
Like, what statue is that talking about? Is that talking just about the inverted statue that we saw in 1.1? Or it's like, what is that talking about?
before. Dottore left behind important information that might explain how he could one day return.
Yep.
And throughout these quests, a
Lizard.
suspicious lizard keeps appearing in very particular scenes.
It is the exact same list. It is the exact same one.
There's no way Lizard Tori is actually real, bro. There's no way, right?
I don't think it's real. I don't know if this is actually Dottore. It's probably just Dottore was using it as like eyes, right? It was it was just looking through the lizard, not anything else. Or maybe oh my god, wait, he could have put his mind into the lizard because he was experimenting with putting minds into animals and stuff as well, human minds into animals. So maybe he was like, what if I put a portion of my mind into this animal? Who knows?
Like we have to be real.
That
with
experiment
each other
and
right
no
now.
cry?
We have to be. There's a small chance, but probably not, right?
So this video
Oh,
will be
no.
a lore recap of Acts 9 and 10 of the Song of the Welkin Moon Archon quests. And in the
Okay.
second half, we're going to cover theories and analysis. Act 9 starts with the Traveler and Paimon receiving a letter from Kale. Kale explains
Yeah.
that she had a very
This is a
strange
crazy
dream.
stuff.
She
Yep.
was in Sumeru City, but everyone's lives were flip-flopped. Kaveh was Dori was Kaveh, Sethos was was Tainari, Tainari was Sino, etc. When Kale finally
I do have to say, I wouldn't say I preferred Act 9 to Act 10. However, I do think Act 9 flowed a lot nicer than
It was a
Act
good
10.
start, definitely. Act 9 was definitely a good start. And then, yeah, Act 10 was just like, the build up, right? The build up to the big shit. Because I'll be honest, there wasn't a
I think
cutscene
it
for
was
a
a good
while.
act.
Because I think for like Act 7 and Act 8, Acts, like, there was no obviously cutscene in Act 7, but Act 8, there was a cutscene in like the first 5 minutes. It was kind of crazy how quick that was. But with this one, it was like also like Act 9 had no cutscenes. Act 10, it was an hour into it that there was the Irminsul cutscene, and then another hour until the big shutting down of Irminsul cutscenes. So it was very spaced out. All the cutscenes were kind of spanned to the very like last 2 hours of the 8-hour quest line. So I mean, I can definitely see why it kind of felt slower in that regard.
9 was really good.
finds Tainari
Act
in the
9
dream,
was.
even he
It was
doesn't
so cool
recognize
as well.
her. Completely overwhelmed, Kale breaks down and suddenly wakes up back in reality.
Yep.
At first it seems like it could have been a nightmare, but then Kale hears a voice telling her to report it to Nahida and the Traveler, and warns her that a storm
Do
is
it
coming
now.
from beyond the bounds of fate.
Nicole
This
being
voice, as
creepy
you might have
again.
recognized, happens to be Nicole's. Kale's dream, where people's
There's so much I
memories
want
and
to still
identities
learn
have
about
been
this game. It's
rewritten,
actually insane.
immediately raises questions about Irminsul, because Irminsul is the database of Teyvat's memories and the information carried through the ley lines. Kale
Yep.
may have just seen an
Crazy thing is that the roots of Irminsul are still very much present.
early warning
Yeah.
of what could soon happen in reality. Nahida takes the warning.
Hey, Dottore's memories. I mean, some memories should probably still be in there because I feel like they probably purposely would have left Dottore's memories there, right? They probably didn't want to take Dottore's boss memories into the new Aru, right? So they probably were like, you know what? Let's leave that in the Irminsul, bro. And that's probably why we have to go to the Irminsul, the burnt Irminsul, to activate the boss fight. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
Seriously.
Could be cool.
By the time the Traveler and Paimon arrive, Sumeru City and large areas of the rainforest are already being evacuated. At
Yep.
the sanctuary of Suristana, the Traveler learns that Irminsul is malfunctioning from the inside. Usually the ley lines carry information into Irminsul where it's recorded and stored properly. But now something has gone wrong inside Irminsul. Information is
So crazy how Dottore was literally a Trojan virus, bro.
piling up faster than it can be processed, disrupting the flow of the ley lines. If
Crazy.
this continues, the dead might not be able to properly return through the ley lines, while the living may begin losing their sense of reality. Nahida tries to solve the problem herself, and because she is directly connected to Irminsul, she attempts to take over its processing function and keep the system running.
Yeah, I feel like that was never going to happen. I think Rukadavada had a chance. I think Rukadavada would have a chance. Yeah, not Nahida.
The strain is too much for her and she loses consciousness. The
Yeah.
group decides to move her away from Sumeru City. The entrance to Irminsul is beneath the sanctuary of Suristana, so they hope that increasing the distance between Nahida and Irminsul will reduce the damage being done to her. They
Yep.
bring her to Caravan Ribat, where everyone now has to decide what to do while their Archon is unconscious and Irminsul is getting worse.
And they made the
Apparently,
best
this
choice.
disaster is starting to affect people in real life. Some civilians secretly
Yeah,
try
take her
return
to a
towards
pet.
Sumeru City and are later found near
Bro, frickin' this guy on the left, I'm telling you, this guy looks the
Oh.
part.
Yasma Monument.
This guy?
Suffering from severe mental distress
Poseidon
and attacking
statue.
each other.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them apparently
That
died.
was- that's a
While investigating
wacky-ass
strange ley line
freaking
blossoms,
sign,
Sino
but I
and the
love it.
others realize that
I'm here
Irminsul
for
has
it.
not completely rejected outside access, meaning it might still be possible to connect to it. The problem is that Nahida is unconscious, and no ordinary person can connect to Irminsul without a system designed to do so, which brings them back to the Akasha. In the previous Sumeru Archon quest, we learned that during the Cataclysm, forbidden knowledge began corrupting Irminsul. So the previous Dendro Archon, Greater Lord Rukadevata, created the Akasha to gather the wisdom of Sumeru's people and fight back against the contamination.
See, it's so sad. I saw a lot of people saying so Rukadabada died for nothing, and at the same as much as I'm like, on one hand,
I don't know. I mean, she cleared up. I don't know about. Oh yeah, because Irminsul's gone now. I was like, well, what do you mean she cleared up the forbidden knowledge in the Irminsul, and yes, Dottore infiltrated it, but that has nothing to do with it. But I'm like, oh wait, they're talking about because Irminsul's gone now. We could have just burnt it from the beginning. Yeah.
you could see it that way. I'm also like, fate, right?
Yeah.
Fate happens. Everything happens for a reason in Teyvat. Whether we like it, whether it makes sense right now or not, it all happens for a reason.
Even though the Akasha has been shut down, its infrastructure still exists. So, if they can restore it, the Akasha terminals may give the people of Sumeru a way to connect.
This
to
is such a
Irminsul
good
again.
quest
The
line. It's
problem is that
actually
the
insane.
Akasha relied on the Dendronosis for
I still
power.
think it's one of the best quest lines in the game at 9 out of 10. Like, actually insane.
And the Dendronosis is no
I even
longer
said that
in
in
Sumeru,
thumbnail.
since Nahida traded it to Dottore for
Title.
information about the false sky. And he later delivered it to the Tsaritsa. So this is the plan presented.
It could literally be that the whole thing is
Was it for the information at the false sky? I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure that was for the electronosis, wasn't it? Wasn't there electronosis about the false sky, and then the dendronosis was about the things that we never heard them talk about? I'm going crazy.
So the fate is for the
Going
Tsaritsa to
crazy.
gather all the Gnosis, right? And Ruka Nevada sacrificing herself had to happen at that point so that the Gnosis could be exchanged, I will say, for lack of a better term.
In Act 9. They need to first protect and evacuate Sumeru's people.
Guess it was
Then they need
exchanged.
to stabilize Nahida. Then they need to find a
Information.
replacement power source for the Akasha, because the Akasha might be their only way to access Irminsul and repair it.
We interrupt this lore spiral to bring you news.
Is it Neva?
Today's video is
Hell
sponsored
yeah!
by Aniva.
We love Aniba, bro.
So, the plan is to protect the people, stabilize Nahida,
Let's go!
and find a power source for Akasha to work again. The
Yep.
group splits up according to those goals. The Eremites escort civilians towards Aru village. The scholars investigate the Temple of Silence because King
I know we kind of skipped over the whole Apep stuff here, but I do think Apep is going to be very important, and I think the dragon sovereigns in general are also just going to be really freaking important, dude.
Bro, Nuvalet is gonna go crazy. Yeah.
I have a good feeling that
Even though Nuvalet would be on the human
the
side.
next nation, Snezhnaya, when we go, is going to be very much to do with the dragons. I'm talking Nibelung. I'm
That'd be
talking
awesome.
even Deanslee's connection.
Bro,
with
visualization, like anime. Oh my god. Imagine a cutscene about Nibelung. Oh my god, we actually get to see everything. Oh, bro, that's what, bro. Oh my god, it's so good.
Ring of Nibelung. I'm talking everything related to the dragons, and I think we're going to get a lot of answers at that point. Mainly because
I do want to say, we've never got anything on Nicole. Like, it's just supposed to be like, wasn't there supposed to? I feel like there still was supposed to be a Nicole integrated story quest. Nothing happened.
in I think one of Anefa's voice
Nothing
lines, she
happened.
refers to Snezhnaya as Niflheim or Niflhelm or something, which is very much along those lines. And I just really love the idea now that we've gotten pretty much every bit of Descender lore as well, of course, for sure. But now that we've got all of the information that we have from Nordcry, which is a lot more than we had before, I think it's about time we start learning a lot more about the freaking dragons, bro. Like, finalizing that part of the story and learning enough. Like, we even figured out more in this latest quest that Min's covering right now about the dragons and the source of Irminsul originally and the power that bears.
Oh yeah, the light realm and how Irminsul was there from the very beginning. It's just the Heavenly Principles altered it and split it, the light realm into the 7. Yeah, right.
That's so freaking cool,
King
dude.
Deshret's ancient civilization may have left behind technology powerful enough to replace the Gnosis. Meanwhile, the Traveler and Paimon take Nahida to
There's so much stuff we still need to be visualized in this game. Like, it's actually insane how much stuff that is still only words on text or like the paintings and not actually visualized like in a cutscene. Bro, imagine like seeing the King Deshret and his civilization in a cutscene, seeing how it actually was, like, not in fan stuff, but like in actual official stuff. That'd be like so cool, bro. Like, seeing all the other, like, I think there's so much stuff.
Pep. Times are
It's actually
dire,
insane.
and Dendro
Never mind.
Dragon
Actually
Sovereign
insane.
It wasn't skipped over. I was just impatient.
Pep might be the only being in Sumeru who can help Nahida recover while Irminsul itself is failing. Given the history between humans and dragons, Pep doesn't immediately want to help. She doesn't care about humans at all, so she feels she has no reason to solve Sumeru's problems. But the Traveler reminds her that Nahida previously saved her from forbidden knowledge during Nahida's second story quest. Pep at least agrees to repay that help. Through the heart of Oasis, she gives some of her life force to Nahida. This stabilizes.
I truly don't think Apep was actually not going to help. I'm sorry. I don't. Because, just to be very honest here,
Because I guess it would have destroyed. I guess it would have destroyed him.
I don't think a simple, well, she helped you would really be enough to convince her if she has this literal, like, actual desperate hatred for humanity and Archons. I just don't think that would be enough to convince her to help.
Is Nahida enough for her to survive, but Apep warns that it is only temporary. Nahida can't truly recover unless Irminsul
Okay, here's the
itself is
insane
fixed.
part right
Apep
here.
then reveals a lore drop about
Oh, no,
Irminsul.
not this, but-
Irminsul
Yeah.
was not created by the
Oh,
Heavenly
yeah, this.
Principles.
I mean,
which
I
was
was talking about
opposite
the
from what we
thing that
previously
Nahida gave us.
thought. According to Apep, Irminsul existed before the Heavenly Principles arrived. Apparently, it originally belonged to the old world of Tevat and the dragons, and it once filled with
We gonna learn about this, baby.
the power of the Light Realm. After the Heavenly Principles took control of
What was... Do we learn what was Irminsul? I don't think we learned what Irminsul was actually used for. Right? Or is it just for the use for the... Like, for the Light Realm and that was it?
Tevat, they changed Irminsul so it would serve humanity and anchor the fate of the world. After Apep helps her, Nahida briefly
This.
wakes up. She gives the traveler a message involving a special statue of the Seven.
The statue of the gods hang inverted from the heavens, but one alone is unique among them. Its location is beep 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 beep. Remember, tell no one. Like, what the fuck? Like, it has to be in Shesnaya, surely. Do we still have the thing though? Because we implanted it into Irminsul. Like, do we still have it? Or maybe Dottore's memory in Irminsul has it. Maybe Dottore in Irminsul has it. I don't know. But it's like, I don't know what this could be. Like, hang inverted from the heaven. Like, fucking.
The location connected to the message is hidden, and Nahida tells the traveler not to tell anyone. So the traveler keeps that information to themselves for now.
What do you think the location is?
I think probably somewhere Shesnaya, just because that's probably where we're heading next. Or Karnria, but Karnria's. I don't know. Maybe the remnants of Karnria? I don't know.
What do you think it is?
Probably somewhere in Shesnaya. It has to be in the next nations we go to.
I'm so curious about it, bro.
Surely.
So curious about it. It could be Kamria. I don't think it fits. Medjvar, I don't think it fits. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like.
Or it could just be too. I don't know, but the thing is, I keep saying it could be the one that we saw 1.1, but we already know the location of that one, so why would it be cryptid?
Big nation. I know, like Inazuma fits, but I don't think it's just gonna be like the location is this big fucking region. Go find it, dum dum. I think it's gonna be a very precise location, and I think it's gonna be something that we likely.
It could be like a random island.
Do know, but it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be that obvious to us. We could probably figure it out.
It is 7.
We'd have to see, dude. I need to look into this as well.
And Nahida tells the traveler not to tell anyone. So the traveler keeps that information to themselves for now, and we actually don't get a follow-up for the rest of the quest.
Oh,
But
so
don't
Crazy.
annoying.
First time the travelers know more than us, the player.
forget about it, because we will
True.
come back to this mystery in the theory
Well, the
section.
traveler doesn't know what it is, right? Does the traveler know the location? Because he says you have to decipher it. Even the traveler's like, I have to decipher it. Unless it's just like find out, like go to it. Unless I don't
Towards the
know.
end of the video. Across the
I don't
desert,
know.
countless jinn begin creating massive sandstorms. These storms block the route to the Temple of Silence, which means the scholars can't continue searching for the technology needed to
It could be Romeria. I doubt it though.
restore the Akasha. El Haytham suspects a disturbance began in Gurabad,
It's just upside
where
down in
dormant
the
jinn
water.
were believed to be sealed beneath the ruins. The
Oh,
traveler
no.
realizes that Lilupar, a powerful genie from the Golden Slumber World quest, may be able to stop them. The traveler and Paimon go into Gurabad and find that the Fatui are already
Ooh,
there. They also meet
baby.
a masked man who is later revealed
He's
to
a
be
subordinate, he
Pantalone, the
says.
knight
Hell
of
yeah,
the
bro.
Fatui
He used to be
Harbingers. He
but-
confirms that Dottore did die in Nodcry, but he also says that Dottore's death did not bring everything to an end,
He did-
meaning Dottore could be
did he
behind
die?
everything happening to Irminsul. Pantalone questions whether the world ruled by the heavenly principles and the Seven is actually just. He talks about how he and Dottore were both rejected by this world and wanted to create something different. But his main goal in this scene isn't to persuade the traveler, but
It's to distract.
rather to distract them. When the traveler tries to chase him, Pantalone traps them. At the same time, the jinn continue attacking the desert.
This whole exchange here was so fucking funny, bro.
Oh, yeah, with the
Dory.
Dora.
So
Oh,
use them to
Dora,
create
sorry.
the sandstorms and keep everyone focused in the desert while their real plan involving
What
Irminsul
was his name?
moved
Bubbly?
forward. At Aru
Bubbles?
Village, Tainari, Kale, and Dori are protecting the evacuated civilians from the jinn. Their defenses start
Oh, yeah, the whole thing
failing,
with
and
Nicole.
Kale hears Nicole's voice again.
Can't believe we got Poseidon and Boba Fett in the same cutscene, bro. It's insane.
Nicole tells her to repeat a song. When Kale repeats it, the jinn immediately calm down and even show submission. Apparently, this song was written by the goddess of flowers, Nabu Malikata. This moment brings us back to the darkest part of Collei's lore and her connection to
Oh,
god
yeah.
remains.
This part, in my opinion, was one of the coolest parts of the entire quest, by the way. I do want to say, I feel like the best thing about this specific quest, Act 9 and Act 10, is the fact that it didn't just feel like an Archon quest to wrap up Dottore's story, it felt like the final Sumeru world quest to wrap everything together. And god, it was...
Well, technically it was because of the name of it, right? And I guess, yeah. I think he talked about how it, like, wrapped up Collei's story as well.
worth it. It was so freaking cool. It was so good. The thing is, it's like... The last thing, and I mean this wholeheartedly, the last thing I would have expected from the god remains that were injected into Collei would be that it was the goddess of flowers, up until this quest. That surprised me. That was awesome. Because it also gets me thinking, like, where did Dottore get those freaking god remains from? And who else's remains does he have, or did he have?
That is true, yeah, what else? Yeah.
It's...
Thing is, we probably got to get some weird-ass shit in Lohan's story quest, right? Because that's about one of Dottore's experimental labs in Mondstadt. Like, what the fuck did they do there? And Lohan probably has connections to whatever the... Like, I don't know. Like, Lohan is psychotic, is a psycho for a reason. And I think it's probably because Dottore did some shit to him, but I don't know. But and it looks like he goes insane in the quest, so I cannot wait for Lohan's quest, where we're going to one of Dottore's labs and learn more about... Maybe we get this... Like, bro, the amount of shit we could learn about Dottore's experiments in Lohan's quest is going to be insane.
So cool and who is Dottore? Who is Zandik? You know? There's so many questions with such little answers that
hey,
I
Lohan's
don't know
quest.
if we're even going to get those answers at this point, or if it's just going to be left up to interpretation now. I don't know. What do you think, Abba, with the Pyronosis? I've sat on it for a while. Originally, I thought Pantalone probably took it, but the fact that they're saying, the fact that the Archons are now saying it's like they can't sense it at all. I am thinking the Shades took it after that cutscene with
the Shade. Oh, true.
At all. I am thinking the Shades took it after that cutscene with Nahida at the end, and I think they've intervened already now, based on the gods. I uploaded a video about it the other day. You should check it out. Based on the Teyvat chapter storyline preview lied to us. I think the Shades have taken it. I think we'll probably...
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that video. I started to watch it, but he said it has, like, minor leaks in it, and I just left. I'm like, I don't care how minor they are, I'm just gonna fucking leave. Because I haven't seen them or anything. I saw his post on Twitter about, like, about the Shades, about how they were intervened. Oh, no, it was about how they could intervene in Shesnaya or something. Like, because of, like, how long it took for something. It was how long it took for the burning of Irminsul to happen, from that one cutscene, or from that one animation. That it could be like Shesnaya or Khaenri'ah from where the Shades actually intervene and where that actually happens, but I don't know. Like when the talk actually happens.
Confront them about it at some point early in.
Make sure you check it out, though.
And I think the Tsaritsa will end up retrieving that Gnosis from the Shades somehow. And I think we'll probably confront them about it at some point early in Snezhnaya. And I think the Tsaritsa will end up retrieving that Gnosis from the Shades somehow. Whether or not it's from a Shade perishing, which I think would be the craziest thing and kind of unlikely, or if it's a bargain.
Asmodee could take him of the other Shades.
Of some kind.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know, but we'll see. It's not destroyed. There's no way. Bro, if they destroy the final Gnosis, that's so fucking dumb when the whole plan was to get all the Gnosis. I'm sorry. Nah.
I feel like they're probably more resilient than that. I feel like.
I think that would be not necessarily bad writing because they probably have reasons for it. I think it'd be really fucking disappointing and very silly if they just destroyed it, to be honest. We'll see.
When Collei was a child, she was extremely sick with Elazar. Her parents were desperate to...
I actually think that part from the God's Limits teaser where they say, like, I think it's time we intervene is around now in the story. I think it happened around now.
Oh, okay.
Because, like Nova says, we've already seen Piero being able to locate the Shades in some way. In that cutscene, it goes, they're located beyond the firmament. I've scrutinized that cutscene to...
I guess maybe, like, when we learn more about the Shades and where we actually see the Shades properly in the story, we're probably going to get a callback to it, and they're probably going to show us them taking the Gnosis in the future, like a callback from the past. I don't know.
Every limit you can possibly think of. They are beyond the full sky, somewhere in the heavens. I have no idea where. I liked to think previously that they were in the moon, or on the moon. Clearly not now, because we've already seen that, and we would have noticed if they were there when we went up there with Columbina. It just doesn't make any sense at this point. However, I said back then, I thought they were in the moon, and then Piero's gaze was reaching through the firmament, because you can see in the cutscene, it goes from where they are, it goes through the red firmament, which is the full sky that we see, like the abyssal sky. Then it goes through what looks like the wishing screen, the little like hurricane in the sky, which is the real firmament, well, the false firmament that we see. Then it goes to Piero's gaze. It even goes past the clouds and like where Celestia is and shit. Piero somehow has the ability to see when nobody else can. He can see those shades. So I'm thinking that is probably from not only the Ghost Limits teaser, but also when we arrive in Snezhnaya, Piero's going to look out, see that they probably have the Gnosis, or like maybe it happened.
Oh,
and then we're gonna see.
Okay, that's interesting.
But
he just goes, look, Caesar has the Gnosis, and he just goes, "Come on, let's give it, come on."
They are
gives it the finger.
Further than the moon, then I don't know. My
where could
theory
they
was
be?
that they were on the moon, but we've already been there. We would have been able to. I feel like we would have been able to sense them as
So
a
it's
traveler if
interesting.
they were there. You know, if that was their domain. So,
something would have felt off.
I literally have no idea where they could be. I just know beyond the firmament for sure. No idea where else.
Deceived her, and they were manipulated by a seer who claimed she had been touched by supernatural creatures and needed to be given to him in order to survive. In reality, the seer was working
God, so
with
good to see the
Dottore.
manga
Kale
again.
was taken by the Fatui and used as a test subject in experiments involving god remains. In this quest, we learned that the remains injected inside
God, it's
Kale
crazy the
experiments
difference
involving
from
god
this
remains. In this quest, we
this.
learned that the
Actually
remains
crazy.
injected inside Kale came from the goddess of flowers.
Wild.
Nabu Malikata was one of Sumeru's 3 ancient god kings, alongside King Deshret and the previous
Yeah.
Genjo Archon Greater Lord Drukadevata. She was also an angel like Nicole. Because a small fragment of Nabu
always forget
Malikata
about
had
that.
remained inside
Always
Kale,
forget.
a trace of the goddess of flowers' power was still living through her.
Yep.
That fragment sent Kale the dream that warned Sumeru, and when she recited Nabu Malikata's song, its power manifested again, calming the jinn. But
And the burning of
I am
Vermin
so
Sorrow.
happy Kale got the ending that she got, bro. And I know it's not like an ending necessarily to her character, but it's closure. And I feel like it's a perfect amount of closure for Kale to have, considering everything she's been through before. It felt like a
I mean,
really
she doesn't
good
have the God
ending to
Remains
Kale's
anymore.
arc.
Right? Like, the God Remains are completely gone from her body. Which is actually great, right?
Kale doesn't see this as a special gift. These powers came from something Dottore forced into her body when she was young. Even though now those remains help save people, Kale is afraid that they may still affect who she is or what she could become. Back in Gurabad, the Traveler and Paimon are rescued by Jet and Ben, who are also from the Golden Slumber world.
Damn.
Oh, best world quest, bro. Wait, Nova said the time we were on the moon was when it was inside the full sky. Yeah, but I don't know if that'd matter, to be honest, unless it's a different moon, I guess. But
They jumped
I
ship
doubt it.
immediately.
I
they,
just-
they were like, "Hey, Istroth, why are we moving? Why are we moving?" As they bring down the moon.
My original thought was
Let's jump now.
when that teaser dropped, it was before we knew anything about the moon and where it was and stuff. So I was like, "Yo, yeah, I think it's the moon." Me and Min spoke about it in a lore chat that we did, but I don't know. I just think because it's already like we've seen it, we've been there. I just don't think that's it. I don't know what else it could be at this point. That theory's kind of gone out of the.
I still want to learn about what the hell the Fatui were doing with the moon in under the design bureau. Like, because there's a literal hatch in the moon fragment that they have underneath the design bureau, and I want to go in there.
Water now for me.
But I don't know where
it's
it is.
probably just somewhere
But
we
yeah.
don't even know.
Probably
of.
nothing, but yeah.
It's probably like it could be a different planet. It could be a different. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I have no thoughts. Head
Quest.
empty.
In the solar
I really
system.
enjoyed this world quest
It's
series,
good. There's
so
probably other planets in
I
the
don't know.
solar system.
I really
that's
don't.
in,
I have
right?
no thoughts. Head
Quest.
empty.
I really enjoyed this world quest series, so it was really nice to
I put all my eggs in one basket with the moon stuff.
see them again. Jet originally met the Traveler while exploring the desert with her father Jebriel. During
So
this
good they
quest,
got a
Jebriel
voice.
sacrificed himself to save her and became trapped in the golden slumber. Later, Jet joined the Tanit in the hope of finding a place to belong, only to be manipulated and betrayed by Babel. By the time she appears here again, she has become an independent mercenary leader. Jet helps the Traveler find Lilupar, and Lilupar says stopping the Jinn from stirring the sandstorms is simple for her, so she calms the Jinn and clears the storms. The Traveler, Paimon, Jet, and Lilupar then reunite with everyone at the Temple of Silence. At this point, the scholars need an actual replacement for the missing Dendronosis. Nahida is only temporarily stabilized and Irminsul is still deteriorating. The possible solution is Aru. Sethos explains that Aru was one of King Deshret's greatest creations, hidden deep inside his mausoleum and built through the work of both divine and human artisans. But Aru wasn't originally created to repair Irminsul or power the Akasha. Aru was created as an artificial afterlife for the people of the desert. Through the golden slumber, souls
It
could
wasn't
remain
finished.
inside an eternal dream instead of returning through the normal cycle of the
Sadly.
ley lines.
I think this was all part of Dottore's plan, by the way, genuinely. I think burning the Irminsul was part of the plan, but
Yeah.
there was always going to be a backup. Dottore knows, yes, he's very smart, but he knows
True.
the rest of these guys ain't stupid, bro. Genuinely. And if he had the Goddess of Flowers as god remains, he probably knew about Deshret's creations too. Can we just keep it a buck? He probably fucking knew. He knew a lot of
I mean,
shit.
he entered the Mausoleum and stuff as well. It's like, so yeah, he probably studied the fuck out of it.
I think this was all part of the plan. And I think it's just to make sure that Irminsul itself, because of like who it's connected to and how it's connected and what it represents, is not used for the storage of memories anymore. It's something more human-made instead of whatever the fuck Irminsul is. We know that it was already there before the big old HP came, but they repurposed it. That was said, right? They repurposed it.
So they had
are
the
the
power.
ones that use it for, used, I guess, it for the means that Dottore did not like. So I do have a feeling like he just knew. He knew this was going to happen. And do you think he knew about Aru? I do. Yeah. I mean, listen, this guy was a fucking absolute academic genius in Sumeru when he was there as Zandik, bro. And then everything else, of course he knew. I think he knew everything. I really do. I think he fully expected this outcome.
I mean, he made a fucking replacement for a moon marrow. I
don't
know what I mean?
necessarily think he expected to die in this situation, like this version of Dottore. But after us learning that was never even the real Dottore, and we've actually pretty much never even seen the real Dottore, like Zandik.
Yeah.
Kind of eased the
Bro
drop
died a
little
while
bit
ago.
there. I think his grand experiment was a success. I think it was successful. It just wasn't the outcome he expected.
This is the same place Jebriel was trapped.
But he admitted defeat, and he's too arrogant to admit defeat. I think his arc is over. I'm not arguing that. But defeat in terms of death and defeat in terms of...
Did he admit defeat? I don't think he admitted defeat. I mean, I guess he was just watching as he was dragged down, but I feel like probably because he knew he couldn't do anything. But I don't think... I don't know. He was still like smiling, I think, when he was going down. So I don't know.
He said, the point of the experiment is not necessarily the outcome, it's the journey, right?
Oh yeah, he did say
Now,
that multiple times.
It depends what you see as the outcome. Do you see the outcome as the Irminsul burning? Or do you see the outcome as all of the information now not being under the surveillance of the heavenly principles?
Yeah.
It's like, depends on what you view as the outcome. I think the outcome that a lot of
It's just
people
burning.
think is the burning of Irminsul.
Yeah.
But I think Dottore's actual outcome that he's like okay with happening is basically everything going more the human way instead of the heavenly principles.
And after
maybe not.
sacrificing himself to save Jet,
Maybe
King
not.
Deshret wanted to create a protected paradise for
I mean, he wanted to create a new world inside of Irminsul, didn't he? Or maybe that was just a troll. I don't know, but he did. Yeah, I don't know.
people, separate
He
from
didn't
the
say that.
suffering of the world and the rule of the gods. However, Aru was never fully completed. Now the group wants to open it up and modify its technology so it can be used against the Irminsul crisis.
This
Nicole and
this
Nefer
fan-made
arrive at
version looks
not quite
awesome.
around this time, but they reveal another serious problem. An invisible barrier has appeared around Sumeru's borders, and they were nearly unable to enter the nation. Nicole believes it's Irminsul's own defense mechanism, attempting to seal Sumeru off so the disaster doesn't spread through the rest of Teyvat. I'm actually really impressed that Irminsul comes with this kind of defense mechanism. The group enters the mausoleum of King Deshret and finds a
That
mechanism
is
connected
cool.
to Aru. There they find 3 gods
Stick
who
under
once
it, I
served
can't be that
King
hard.
Deshret. Thoth the Ibis King,
So cool.
Orashaf the
Bro, this was so fucking cool, bro. Naturally. But, bro, this was so cool. I did not expect to actually, like, holy crap, I did not expect to actually see them. They look awesome, man. Bro, if only we could see Herbanubis. Oh my god. Bro, I want to see Herbanubis so bad.
Goat King and
Obviously, we
Sobek
get the
Crocodile
statues.
Naturally.
King. All 3 have been imprisoned inside Aru, and the only way to free them was to answer
Oh,
3
fuck's
questions
sake.
left behind by King Deshret.
It's so bad, bro. I was watching Cyberpunk. I finished watching Cyberpunk Edgerunners last night, but I was watching it and one of the people said naturally, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. All I can think of is naturally, bro. Like for the actors, it's so bad. It's actually corrupted my brain. Like, it's so bad.
Nefer realizes the answer to
I can never hear the word naturally the same ever again after this quest.
the way to free them was to
Oh my!
answer
And I did the quest twice because I watched Bran do it. So it's even
3
worse.
questions left behind by
Oh,
King
God.
Deshret. Nefer realizes the answer to all 3 questions is
No.
time. Time causes civilizations to rise and fall. Time
Yeah,
allows
this was
humans
the answer which I wanted to like hear the questions again after I heard the answer, but we didn't get to see the questions again. So when I was watching Bran's reaction, I heard the questions again from Carve before the answer was spoken. But I'm like, okay, and then I paused the video. I was like, okay, so that's for time, that's for time, that's for time. That actually makes so much sense. Like when I watched Bran's reaction was when it was so much easier to understand because I knew the answer and I saw the questions on screen. And I was like, yeah, that is a very interesting and true answer for all of them.
grudges to disappear, and time determines what is remembered as true and what is eventually lost. Istaroth intensifies. Thoth
Yeah.
accepts that this was the answer King Deshret was looking for. He also suggests that Aru may have been connected to King Deshret's desire to reverse time or return the world to an earlier state. Interesting.
Like I did think, like from like ever since I saw the trailer and I saw Nefer was at the Molosseum again, I always thought that she was gonna find the answer to get Thoth out. I thought he was just gonna stay as a cat and we get to use his powers like that. Like that's how I thought it was gonna happen. From the minute I saw the trailer, that's how I thought it was gonna happen. But that did not happen.
But before
It is
I mean,
interesting.
half of it was correct. I was correct on half of it. But
It makes me think more about
I was
the
like, Neff is there. What other reason would she be there too? Except for those to have the final answer.
shades as well, and it's like if one of them were to
But before
It is
Sum-
interesting. It makes me think more about the shades as well, and it's like if one of them were to die, it's got to be one of the 3, right? It's not going to be fucking Asmodee. We know that for definite. It's not going to be Asmodee, so it's got to be either
Right, okay, Rhydon is definitely not dying. I think if there was one to die, it'd be kind of ironic if it's Renova. But I think if there was one to die, it would be Istaroth. I think if there was one to die, Istaroth just comes to mind. I don't know. Renova would be ironic since she's the ruler of death, but I think it would. My mind goes to Istaroth. I don't know. It's like she'll sacrifice herself. I don't know.
Rhydon and Aberius, which I really doubt because they're merged at this point. It's between Easteroth and Renova.
And it'll be Istaroth, I think. It'll be
Easteroth
It would.
hasn't done it enough.
It would be Istaroth.
Okay, no, that's
my opinion.
crazy to say. That's not even what I mean. I don't mean hasn't done enough. She's done plenty. We haven't personally, as the Traveller in-game, seen enough of Easteroth for her to go already.
I guess.
It has to be Renova. But then how fucking ironic.
That's what I was
How
saying.
moronic and ironic would it
That's
be
what-
for the Shade of Death to die?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was just saying. It'd be ironic if the Shade of Death died. But but my mind still goes to Istroth. I don't know, Istroth just like gives death vibes to if one of four of them had to die.
First.
For me.
That's crazy. That's almost blasphemous.
Experiment.
Oh God, I don't know. She's already been outsmarted once. But
True.
it'd be kind of
True.
insane, dude. It'd be insane.
Meru can use Aru, there is one final requirement. The 7 pillars must unanimously agree to open and modify it.
It can't be Easteroth. I would be so pissed if Easteroth is the first to die, bro.
Is included among them.
I think it'll be obviously after we learn more about her and see her. Like, there's no way they'll kill her off before we see her in game.
Because she is already supporting Nahida, her consent is.
But I don't know. She just gives death
they all
vibes.
agree, but opening
if
Aru
one of them
comes
had
with
to
a
die.
cost. The souls inside the Golden Slumber will be released back into the ley lines.
Yeah.
If the ley lines return to normal, those souls will then be received by Irminsul. In other words, King Deshret's artificial afterlife will end permanently. When Aru opens, Jabril's soul appears before Jet. He tells her that he's finally free, and now Jet is able to say goodbye to her father, knowing that he's no longer trapped inside the Golden Slumber. With Aru opened, Act 9 ends with Sumeru finally having a possible replacement power source for the Akasha. Or so we thought. Act 10 begins with scholars arriving at the mausoleum of
That's
King
the
Deshret
Oh my
to
god,
examine
wait,
it,
I
so
didn't
we
realize the
thought.
text changed like
Act
that.
10 begins with scholars arriving at the
Whoa,
mausoleum of
wait,
King
does it go to Act 9 to Act
Or
10?
so we thought. Act 10 begins with scholars.
Oh, what the fuck? Wait, what the hell? Wait. It goes from so we could be in Act 10 of Myriad Pies and
Act 10
Dissolution
begins with scholars arriving
to Act 10, Truth Amongst the Pages of Perune. That's actually kind of weird. And that's just supposed to be Act 9, I guess.
at the mausoleum of King Deshret.
No, 'cause
to
I'm pretty sure that was
examine and
Act
modify
9
Aru.
title.
Kava and
Yeah.
Al-Haytham lead the work, assisted by the academia. An important detail.
What did
Yeah,
Lotus
so
fucking say?
I was actually thinking of going back, but...
Aru. Kava and Al-Haytham lead the work.
It was 2 a.m. when I did this quest, and I thought they were getting married.
Assisted by the academia.
my
An important
God.
detail is that some of Aru's components have to be operated by humans. A little bit of backstory. King Deshret involved mortal artisans in its creation because he
Yeah, I believe that.
believed humans
I
should
believe
have
that
a role
actually
in
happened.
shaping their own future.
She thought that.
Nahida returns after Apep shares her life force with her, and she's stable enough to act again, but not yet fully recovered. Soru
Dude, Dottore's plan and Deshret's really do line up, in my opinion. I think they're very similar, as much as people won't want to ever admit this, that are a fan of Deshret, I would say. I assume there's going to be a lot of people that are a fan of Deshret, but not a fan of Dottore. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But they share so many parallels, bro. It's crazy.
I love Dottore. I love
don't think
Dottore
Deshret
way
was
too much.
But they share so many
He's so
parallels,
cool
bro.
in my
It's
opinion.
crazy.
I love him.
I don't think Deshret
Obviously,
was-
everything he's done is really bad, but I love him, bro. He's so cool. He's way
but
too
they
cool.
share so many parallels, bro. It's crazy.
I love his character.
I mean, I don't think Deshret was necessarily as heretical, I guess, as Dottore, but they definitely share a lot of parallels, I would say. Deshret reflected on his methods at the end? No. I mean, depends what you mean by reflected on his freaking methods, bro. Bro made Apep ingest death shit
True.
by letting her eat him.
shares her life force
True.
with her, and she's stable enough to act again, but not
And she suffered for hundreds of years after
yet
that.
fully recovered. Sorush from the Caverina of Good and Evil World quests, which
don't know.
mentions Dainsliff, by the way,
Yep.
and several
Oh, yeah.
Aranara also appear to support her.
Wait, actually, my welcome
mentions Dainsliff, by the way,
That's
and several
interesting.
Aranara also appear to support her. Because the emergency now affects everyone in Sumeru, Nahida allows the Aranara to reveal themselves to humans while the crisis continues. Then, Nahida explains how Dottore entered Irminsul. After Nodcry, Nahida had been monitoring the pathways
Goddamn.
someone might use to invade Irminsul. But Dottore chose the one route she could not safely block.
Yep.
He entered Irminsul through death.
Which is insane. Such a 5-head play, to be honest, genuinely.
5-head with
Deshret
a
had
line,
love for
10-head, bro.
humanity.
10-head.
Dottore didn't. I
Bro's
think
head
that's
is
their
like
big
this.
difference.
Bro's Megamind. Bro's Megamind.
Deshret had a love for humanity. Dottore didn't. I think that's their big difference. See,
I don't know if... No, I think Dottore just has a hatred for the gods. Because Dottore wants to make his own world, right? It seemed like he wanted to make his own, a new world inside of Irminsul. So I think he wanted to create a world that was by his rules. I don't think he hated humanity. I think he hated the gods for ruling humanity. maybe I'm crazy.
That is interesting.
He did do experiments on human. Actually, I don't know. Actually, maybe he did hate it because he did do a lot of experiments on humans. I don't know.
That is very interesting. I actually think Dottore valued humanity more than you think.
That's what I was thinking, because obviously he wanted to create a new world for them and for himself.
I think Dottore didn't
He hated
like
the
the
gods.
gods, same
Yeah.
as Deshret.
I mean, because he didn't like the rule that the gods had over him, so he wanted to create a new world free from them, right?
But I think Dottore himself...
Dottore's
This
weird.
is such a tricky one, dude, because I think he definitely cared for humanity. I think he was also just too selfish in his own regard compared to Deshret. Does he even have love for humanity?
Love
I
is
think he
a
just didn't care about
word.
humanity. I think he wanted humanity to stand on its own 2 feet.
I think love is the wrong word to use. I don't think he loved it. Yeah.
From the gods.
Yeah.
I think he had
I don't think he loved humanity. It's just he fucking despised the gods. That's.
It's so weird because this is why I say they parallel each other so well, dude. Deshret and Dottore both despised the gods. They didn't want the power of the gods. Well, Deshret didn't want the power of the gods. Dottore kind of did, right? It's weird. I think that's what sets them apart. I don't think it's anything about value in humanity. I think it's more about personal power as well. Because Deshret didn't want the power of the gods. He refused the Gnosis. He refused the power of the gods. Dottore was trying to create a false god himself as well. Why did he refuse Thoth then? Because I don't think it fit in line with what he wanted. I don't think that's necessarily... I don't think Dottore refusing Thoth is him saying, I don't want to be a god, or... It's not even about being a god, I guess. It's about instilling a separate god, right? Deshret just wanted humanity to fucking thrive under a king, not a god. Dottore still wanted a god that just wasn't the gods that were there. He wanted the false god. He wanted the heretical god. It's just weird. I don't know. It's very similar.
He didn't want the gods that were there already.
Set apart by very minute details, I feel like. I think Dottore wanted to demonstrate that humanity can be gods, but Deshret doesn't want to be under gods. Yeah, maybe. Maybe something like that for sure. I think he was the one who took action, and the 7, besides the Saritsa and Focalor, did nothing but talk, so I don't know why he wanted to save Irminsul so hard. Wait, I'm confused by that one. Hold on. Come back to me with that one after this. Hold on.
Remember, when someone dies in Teyvat, their soul returns to the ley lines.
Yep.
Nahida can't stop a soul from entering the ley lines, even if it happens to be Dottore. So he died in Nordcry, and his soul traveled into Irminsul.
But I think she said she could, but I think she said she did. It feels like she didn't have the right to, right? I'm pretty sure she said she could have, but she said she didn't want to because that would be like not allowing the dead to enter Irminsul, and that just wasn't a thing she wanted to do, right? I think.
Because that's what should happen to everyone when they die in Teyvat. Once he entered, Irminsul began blocking Nahida's access. His corruption spread, and a massive dark tree began appearing above
This was
Sumeru's
insane.
city. So this is where the
That
original
was
plan
insane.
from Act 9 needs to change. At first, the scholars
God, Sumeru's city looks so sick.
So this is where the original plan
That's
from
insane.
Act 9 needs to change. At first, the scholars planned to use Aru as an alternative power source for the Akasha. They would restart or modify the Akasha, use the terminals to connect to Irminsul, and then attempt to repair the problem. Nahida explains that this will not work anymore. Irminsul itself is now too damaged, and Dottore is already inside it. Reconnecting through the Akasha won't help them
He's
fix
inside
anything.
it.
So they create a new plan. They will connect Aru to the Akasha, distribute new Akasha terminals across Sumeru, and have everyone connect to Irminsul at the same time.
Crazy
Since
lying
Dottore
here,
is
dude.
already placing enormous pressure on Irminsul from the inside, adding the connections of Sumeru's population all at once should overload the system and force it to shut down.
Yup.
That shutdown will stop the corrupted tree from continuing to grow and temporarily limit Dottore's control. Then while the system
Nicole's
stops,
so
Nahida
cool.
will use the Pyronosis to burn the corrupted Irminsul. Kaveh and Alhaitham modify Aru and merge its
Insane.
functions with the Akasha infrastructure. The group manufactures new terminals and
What do y'all think, especially YouTube comments here? I'm curious because a lot of people on stream loved it. What did y'all think about the chess puzzles?
I liked it. I did not. I didn't see. I did not understand the last one.
Irminsul. Kaveh and Alhaitham modify Aru and merge its functions with the Akasha in
How did you move that one to here? I don't understand how you moved this one to here. Oh. I don't know. I think I need to see the whole entire thing to see how
the
it's
group
What did y'all think about the chess puzzles? I personally thought they were really good. I enjoyed
I
them a
liked
lot.
it.
They were
I
actually
thought
pretty good.
I found them really fun. I just did not understand the last one.
distributes them to people throughout Sumeru.
Trying to
Or
setting a
the person
timer.
wearing the
Once.
Akasha terminal will connect to Irminsul at the same time and add enough strain to force the corrupted Irminsul to essentially crash. Now on to the next phase of the plan.
For 550.
Aru is also used for a second purpose. Dottore is inside Irminsul, meaning he can track information being recorded through it. He can see
You're right. I think that's the be-all and end-all of it, to be honest. Dottore was just a mad scientist who only ever cared about his radical experiments. He had no compassion or empathy whatsoever. He can't have valued humanity, in my opinion. I think it's more of a case of he still valued humanity in the sense of he wanted them to stand on their own 2 feet as separate from the gods. He just didn't like the gods that much. But I also think you're right, and that is what separated him and Deshret. Deshret wanted humanity to thrive. He wanted humanity to be the big power, not because, oh, the gods are just awful and horrible and something needs to happen, but because he really believed in humanity. That was the difference. He really believed humanity deserved it and could do it. Dottore, you're right. He was definitely just more of a mad scientist who really only cared about his experiments. Even Pantalone, bro, he was a... Pantalone, as much as people are going to hate me for saying this, was a product of an experiment. That's all he was to Dottore,
true.
in my opinion. I really do think he was just the product of a successful experiment. He could have easily just have died, and he would have moved on to the next person, another test subject, right? And then he didn't, and he kept him because he wanted to keep testing.
Hundreds of
Even
years.
after Zandique, original Dottore, died, the other Dottores just kept testing on him, dude, using tests for the elixir of immortality, which was his own self.
Obviously, Pantalone consented to all this, but yeah.
It's designed so he could live forever. Basically, I'm pretty sure that experiment was for him.
Oh, this is going to be so interesting as well because Pantalone only has a few years left to live at this point, right? Because that's only how long the remaining stock of the immortality elixirs have left. Because obviously Dottore's dead, so we can't make them anymore. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Pantalone because he should technically die at the end of Carnery round. So I'm curious.
For Pantalone.
I'm curious.
Hungry Jack.
I guess we'll see, bro. I guess we'll see what will happen to him.
anyone at any time. However, Aru has an interference shield, and the group expands this shield through the Akasha terminals. This prevents Dottore from accurately locating or tracking everyone connected to the Akasha. So now they're able to hide Sumeru's people from Dottore long enough for the counterattack to begin. Meanwhile, Nahida secretly contacts Mawika and asks for the pyronosis. Dottore can't easily detect this meeting for 2 reasons.
See, they really... See, this is when I was like, oh, maybe it is him, because this is a really weird... It's in Dottore colors. Why are they showcasing this lizard so fucking much? And it looks like it's watching us at a crucial time. I don't know. There's a lot of things, coincidences that add up here.
The Traveler's a Descender and
I
isn't
don't know.
recorded by
It's
Irminsul
weird.
can't
It's-
easily
this
detect
lizard is
meeting for
weird.
2 reasons. The Traveler's a Descender and isn't
I don't
recorded by
know.
Irminsul. Mawika's
And also he did experiments of transferring human minds into animals, and it's like... I don't know.
information is preserved through Natlan's
This part, you know, I feel like this is where the quest started to get a little bit rushed, in my opinion, because the prep phase was so long. After this, it was very quick. Everything happened very quickly, and there just wasn't that much explanation. And it's like, if the only explanation is, oh yeah, he can do that because he's a descender and he's not recorded enough.
I think the only reason... I thought it was like, yeah, he could do it because he's not recorded in Irminsul, so Irminsul doesn't know he exists, so how can it protect something that it doesn't know it exists? I'm like, that makes sense, but I guess we never got an actual explanation.
So it's like, okay, fair enough, but I don't know. This all happened so quick, and nobody was that fucking surprised. I was just like, okay, that happened. We'll ride with it. We'll believe
and
it.
asks for the pyronosis. Dottore can't easily detect this meeting for 2 reasons.
I didn't realize
The
he was
Traveler's
right
a
there,
Descender
dude.
Yeah, true. How did... Someone in the chat said, how did Mavwika or Nahida contact Mavwika? Very true. Yeah, true. We actually have no idea. We have no idea
Isn't
how that
recorded
happened.
by Irminsul. Moika's information is preserved through Natlan's Night Kingdom rather than the normal ley lines. Nahida needs the pyronosis because it can greatly amplify elemental energy. And you're
I think there was a chance, like a world where they could have shortened the whole chess game, like Al-Hytham Cave parts and everything like that, and putting more time into Nahida contacting Mavwika and explaining a few other things. I guess true. They could have did that instead,
need a
right?
lot to burn this tree. Since Irminsul can no longer be repaired normally, she needs enough power to destroy the corrupted tree completely. Moika agrees to give her the Gnosis.
Throws
Once
it at us.
Irminsul is overloaded and Dottore can no longer track anyone, Sumeru launches an attack on the city. Sino, Candace, Dea, Tainari, and the others fight to reclaim Sumeru City, while the Traveler and Wanderer enter Irminsul itself. Once inside, they find
Does Rana even use her fucking
Mary
vision
City,
powers here, bro? I never noticed. Does
the
she?
Traveler and Wanderer enter
Or is she just smacking?
Irminsul itself. Once inside, they find Irminsul severely damaged.
There you go, still some
Smacking.
green numbers in there.
Irminsul itself. Once inside,
That
they
was
find
Wanderer,
Irminsul
don't worry.
severely damaged.
Smacking.
Irminsul itself.
Hold up, I see some. Hold up. That might be hers. I don't know what vision she has. If she's Animo, that makes sense right there.
Once inside, they
I don't
find
know.
Irminsul severely damaged and corrupted.
I think the situation demanded quickness, no? I mean, they spent fucking 3 hours planning the rest of the stuff and then spent like 3 minutes on that and didn't explain it. So yes, you're right, it demanded quickness, but this is exactly
Explanation
what I'm saying.
is
I feel
always
like
good.
just the priorities of the quest were to showcase different things than what the community expected. It wasn't to showcase the burning of the tree, it was to showcase the results. Which I think is why a lot of people felt that whole part was rushed. And I kind of do agree. I still loved the quest, don't get me wrong. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. But it doesn't stop me from feeling like that specific part of the quest was definitely more rushed compared to the rest of it.
Eventually, the Dottore finds them and surprisingly addresses Wanderer as Scaramouche.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is huge because Wanderer
I think the reason why he knows is because Scaramouche is recorded in Irminsul because Nahida preserved that information and then put it back into Wanderer, which means it was put back into Irminsul. It's just it hasn't been implanted back into other people's minds. And since Dottore put himself into Irminsul, he has access to all the information. So it makes sense that he would find out and know about it. And no, actually, no, I forgot. No, that isn't even. Wait, I know that just came to mind. No, he found out that he was actually Scaramouche in Act 8 when Wanderer flew past him to save the Traveler. I forget what was mentioned. I forgot that was what was mentioned.
erases past
Don't worry.
identity from Irminsul. Most, if not the whole world,
That was
shouldn't
wild.
remember Scaramouche. However, Dottore explains that after meeting
Yeah,
Wanderer
that's
getting
crazy.
Not Cry, he was able to deduce what had happened. During the battle,
Which is
Wanderer keeps
insane.
Dottore occupied while the Traveler reaches the part
Bro,
of the
this cutscene, bro, Nahida, it was such a badass here, and I fucking loved it. She went straight into it and just stopped it and just made it and dissolved it all. That is so cool that she did that. I love it.
system Nahida needs.
I love it.
This
Look
creates
at
an
that.
opening for
So
Nahida
cool.
to take control of the
So
corrupted
cool.
information inside Irminsul. Nahida then makes the most important choice in the quest. She decides
Actually
to
insane.
destroy Irminsul. Irminsul is deeply tied to Nahida's
Never
own
thought she'd
existence.
be the one to do it, bro.
Decides to
I always thought it'd be
destroy
Dottore.
Irminsul is deeply tied to Nahida's own existence. She was created from one of its purest branches to save it from corruption.
She's connected to
It
Aru
also,
now.
again, holds the knowledge and memories of the entire world and serves as a system through which fate itself
Oh yeah, and taking the memories and information out of it also weakened Dottore as well, which is
is
interesting.
maintained. So destroying it is a huge deal. In fact, when Nahida decides to burn the tree down, Tevat's higher powers respond. Renova, the ruler of death, Istaroth, the ruler of time, and Nibirius, the ruler of life.
Okay, I do have to say here. I think this is also in relation to the God's Limits team.
I still find it very interesting how it's the ruler of life and not Renova. Even though Renova devoured the ruler of life, the rule that Naborius is still classified as the Shade. Which I still find that very interesting because that means Dottore is not classified as the ruler of life in my at this point. I don't know, is that just me? Am I wrong here? But I feel like this shows that Dottore is not classified as the ruler of life, but Naborius still is. And it's just Dottore has control over her in 99% of the ways. But which is it's just very interesting to me that Naborius is still classified as the Shade, and it still has the power to respond, like it seems like she still has the power to respond and make the choices and stuff. I don't know.
I think this
That's
is where they decide
weird.
to intervene.
Interesting.
But it's not necessarily the grand intervention that we're going to see. I think this would have been a lot cooler, personally, if we
If
did
they're in
see
person?
their physical forms, not just
True.
their artifact forms. Because that's what this is, if anybody's confused. The Plume of Death, the Flower of Life, the Sands of Time, this is their artifact forms.
True.
It's by far the most obvious.
Bro, seeing them there
I
would be insane.
really would love to see their human forms in-game.
Even if in just like a digital aspect, like a hologram or something.
It's because their models aren't necessarily finalized yet or something, but I just think it'd be cool, bro. Hopefully
maybe.
early Snezhnaya, whenever they do fully intervene and the Saritsa goes after them, we get to see their full human forms.
Bro,
human-esque forms.
I cannot wait to see them
That directly
actually in
reports
game.
the
Oh
Heavenly
my
Principle showed up because of this. The Shades
He's
question
17 minutes
Let
in.
them cook. I am.
decision to
20
burn
minutes in.
Irminsul,
It's
and Nahida
extended by 20
refuses to
minutes.
save it. Irminsul has been corrupted beyond redemption, and she believes that honoring the tree means protecting the humanity it was meant to serve, even if Irminsul itself must be destroyed. Nabirius accepts her decision. She tells Nahida that she has already become a great tree in her own right, so there's no reason to fear the loss of another. The Shades allow Nahida to proceed, so then she uses the pyronosis to burn Irminsul. As
Yeah.
it burns, Dottore accepts that his experiment has reached its end. He says goodbye to his husband, Pantalone. But is he
God damn
actually
it.
dead?
Okay, so this is where we're going to get into the interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Is he actually dead? Let's see.
Well, because I'm actually curious what the fuck that took. I don't understand how but I swear to God that it uses the camera on my computer to know when I'm going to skip back. Because every time, I feel like most times when I want to skip back in the video, it doesn't add most of the time. It's actually insane.
Let's see.
Like, not even like when I do it, it's like a millisecond before I actually push down and click it, it doesn't add. I'm like, for fuck's sake, bro. All right, yeah. So, because I also want to think about, like, obviously Nahida and Dottore talked in that black screen at the end, and that was after everything happened. So I don't know what Nahida was speaking to, but obviously it was Dottore. But like, I don't know. I don't understand like what the hell happened there with Nahida and Dottore speaking. Because I thought it was like during that black screen where we didn't get to hear them, but no, this was in present day. They're talking about the burning of themselves. I don't know.
Ever come back? After the crisis, the people of Sumeru begin returning home. Dea and Candace talk about helping Aru village recover, while Sethos prepares
This was
to
a very.
return to the temple.
Gotta be honest, I wasn't even listening to them talk. I'll be honest, I wasn't. I was like, this was a massive tone shift, and I wasn't listening or comprehending what they were saying because I'm like, genuinely, I don't give a fuck, bro. We just witnessed Irminsul burning and we just witnessed freaking Dottore's past and learned a lot about Dottore and everything. I'm like, I do not give a shit about these three talking right now. So I didn't really care about comprehending anything they were saying.
Of silence.
Yeah.
Thoth and Harishef decide that they may remain in
Naturally.
the modern world rather than disappearing back into the past. Nahida welcomes them and says the temple is an appropriate
They're gonna have
place
a
for
pit.
King Bishop's former servants to continue living alongside.
Oh yeah, they had shorts. I'm like, what? Or some other things that happened. If you haven't, make sure you check out their YouTube channel and go to their shorts because they just released one today, or when I'm recording this, that about like what happened afterwards, even further afterwards. So like after Sino left the temple's silence and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. How they did that short. Make sure you check it out if you haven't.
Humanity.
Yep.
Kale then
And then the one they released out today also has a thing about talk. It was like, where should we go next, traveler? And then it just doesn't say, but obviously she says no. But the one they released today was a little bit longer.
officially graduates from trainee
was
status
cool.
and becomes
Yeah!
a full forest ranger.
Rip, by the way. Listen, this is great. This is great. I'm so happy for Kole, but seriously here, like, there's a character that I couldn't really, care too much for, but a lot of people love. Bro, when is it Noelle's turn? Deadass, when is it Noelle's turn?
Act 9 began with her fear of losing her identity with the god remains inside her, but becoming a forest ranger is something
It's
Kale
true.
earns through her own efforts. In a heartwarming epilogue, she's recognized for the person she
Maybe College is better than no, I don't know. It is true,
and moves
though.
on from her traumatic childhood. Later,
Yeah.
the Traveler and Paimon visit Nahida.
Because they both also got their own. I was gonna say they both got their own hangouts, but Noelle got 2 hangouts. Noelle got more love with 2 hangouts, I guess, and technically got a flower from the Traveler, so it was like a date. So I don't know. Nicole got a date with the Traveler, so I don't know. I think she's winning. I think she's still winning.
And wander at the sanctuary of Surasthana. Nahida explains what happened after Irminsul burned. The flames continued for 7
That was a
days
good
and
hangout.
7 nights.
I
That's
feel like that's
crazy.
got to have some meaning. The whole 7 days and 7
Remember
nights
this detail
too.
for later. Most
Okay.
of Irminsul was destroyed, although underground remnants remain. Aru now carries the responsibilities Irminsul once handled,
Why, not
preserving the essential
completely?
information the world needs to remain
Oh,
stable.
okay, not
because
completely
the disaster
replaced.
was stopped in time, most of Tevat's vital information was preserved. So Aru is kind of the replacement for Irminsul now.
Which is so
Nicole
cool.
also saved Nahida. Since Nahida's existence had been connected to Irminsul, destroying the tree could have destroyed her as well.
Yeah.
Nicole severed Nahida's old connection to Irminsul and transferred it to Aru instead. So the basic outcome is this. Irminsul is no longer Tevat's active database system. Aru has essentially replaced it. Nahida survived because her connection was moved from Irminsul to Aru. Sumeru then receives a letter from Pulcinella, the 5th Fatui Harbinger. The letter claims that Dottore had already been censured after the unrest in Nodcry, and that his actions didn't represent the official intentions of Zepel Yarny Palace. Snezhnaya also lost the Harbinger during this crisis.
Political, bro. I'm telling you, the Fatui Harbingers are just political scapegoats, bro. They are. Their new world is literally just them being the government. You literally have the banker for all the finances.
Oh, yeah, I've heard him
with
talk about this,
Pantalone. You
yeah.
have the doctor for all the experiments and the actual doctor stuff, right? You have Rosalind.
I don't know if we would classify. But when you say the doctor, I think about someone who actually saves lives. That's someone who freaking takes them.
Nation to nation as like a diplomat, I guess. Wanderer, I don't know, bro. He's just there, I guess, or was. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role. You had Capitano was the war person, right? Yeah, everybody had a role. It's very interesting.
and
The
Dottore's
captain
remaining
of
subordinates will be
Their
punished.
army, I guess.
Snezhnaya also promises relief funds and supplies for Sumeru's recovery.
And then Sandrone made. And Sandrone and Arlecchino made the army. With robots and children, I
Punished.
guess.
Snezhnaya
And
also
orphans.
promises relief funds and supplies for Sumeru's recovery. Paimon immediately realizes how convenient that statement is.
Yeah.
It basically allows the rest of the Fatui to avoid direct responsibility. Nahida understands the
Hey,
political
smart.
wording as well, but she accepts that the immediate issue of the
And I
Dottore
guess
is
it makes it so they don't get the blame, which also like keeps relationships high
settled for now.
or
For
normal.
now. Nahida travels to Natlan with the Traveler and Paimon to thank Moika. During their conversation, Nahida reveals that they searched the remains of Irminsul and found
This quest is pretty anticlimactic. Okay, before Min gets into the theories here,
Hold up.
this quest is pretty anticlimactic.
Oh, the quest?
Okay, before Min gets into the theories here, I will touch on this because I see a lot of people saying it. I actually disagree heavily with that statement. I'm sorry. Even if you don't like
Yeah, I don't know
quest,
about that one. That quest was
I
insane.
feel like it's misrepresented
In my
when
opinion.
people say it's anticlimactic. Because the thing is, I feel like it had a great climax.
Well, I
that
guess because you say that because we already knew Irminsul was burning for 4 years ago.
everything kind of but Dottore. I really for everything kind of but Dottore. I really do. I felt like Cole's story arc had a fantastic climax. I felt like pretty much all of the Sumerian freaking
Lilliput
world
died.
quest, but still important characters had a great climax.
That's
I
an
feel
insane
like
death.
most
I
of
didn't
the
expect that to be.
storylines that were involved in this quest had a great climax. Other than Dottore's. The thing is, and this is what I keep
Because it's not supposed to have climaxed. Probably it's not supposed to have ended, but I don't know.
saying, I think it was really hard for Hoyoverse to
Maybe not that.
to
Maybe I'm
have
coping.
a climax that the majority of the community, especially the loreheads, would feel justified with or like satisfied with after we basically knew what was going to happen for the past 4 years since the trailer was originally shown. It was really hard.
But I guess it's also their fault for releasing that, so I don't know. It's their fault for releasing it.
It could also be the case of like it's
I wonder
never-
if did they ever regret? I wonder probably not regret releasing that trailer. I wonder if they did. Probably not.
Climax because it's just not his climax yet. We just don't know. We don't know. Everything's up in the air. I was pretty happy with the overall climax of that quest overall because it wasn't all about Dottore for me. It was originally all about the Irminsul, but it became more about everybody else than Dottore, and I think that was the intention, but I could be wrong.
Hey, we're still going to learn more about Dottore and Lohan's quest, alright? There's still going to be a lot more we're probably going to learn from him, which is going to be awesome. And probably going to learn about Lohan as well. Obviously we are. It's going to be his fucking story quest. Buh. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the actual...
Maybe he's gonna... I don't know. I'm so interested, excited, and curious about Lohan's quest, about where that's going to go. So curious.
Found no
And
trace
connections
of
and
the
everything.
pyronosis.
I don't know.
I don't know what the actual intention was supposed to be.
Found no
That's
trace
how I
of
saw
the
it.
pyronosis. It just suddenly disappeared.
Feels like everything was fine in the end. No consequence apart from Lilopod dying, and she didn't even really die. You can take her out of your bag
She did die.
anytime.
I mean, she did die. Story-wise, I think
The
she
biggest
died.
consequence, and it is a consequence, is the fact that the Irminsul is no longer...
It's a big consequence for the Heavenly Principles. I don't know. I feel like Irminsul being burned is a huge consequence for the Heavenly
So,
Principles.
you know, like how it was...
But I feel like we haven't really felt it yet because I don't know what the fucking Celestia's doing. So I don't know.
announced in this quest how the Irminsul wasn't a creation of the Heavenly Principles. It was there before they even arrived. It was likely a creation of the dragons, or it even existed before they arrived. And then the Heavenly Principles repurposed it and took over the Irminsul to fit their needs and to be able to keep an eye on everybody and everything. We just did that exact same thing. We took the power away from the Heavenly Principles. We took the Irminsul away from the Heavenly Principle.
How funny if the freaking Heavenly Principles just changed Aro back to themselves. That'd be so bad. It's like, yeah, that's mine now.
We've repurposed the Irminsul. That, my friends, is the biggest consequence from this quest, and it's a fucking interesting one. We're not going to get to see the payoff right
Obviously,
now.
Fates
We just
as
moved
well.
it, to be honest. See, that's why people are just incorrect. We didn't just move the Irminsul.
We
That's
replaced
one
it.
part of it. But what we've also done is made sure that the people that are
And the gods don't have control over it. The gods don't have control anymore. Well, the Heavenly Principles doesn't really anymore.
presiding over the memories and the data that is inside Irminsul/Aru
It's the
now
humans now.
is actually the humans and us. And the Archons and stuff. It's not the Heavenly Principles, and it's not Celestia.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting. Oh, Jesus Christ. Should have clicked it the first time. What the hell?
That's it. It's like
Good way
the
to skip
roots
an
of
ad, by
Irminsul
the way.
still exists. We'll have to see exactly
You
what
do it in like 3 seconds. It's actually insane how quick you can skip an ad by blocking it.
happens with that. But it's not just
And it doesn't, by the way, it doesn't block the ad anyway. It still fucking shows up. I've blocked that ad many times. It still shows up. So you might as well just block it anyway. And you get to skip the ad quicker.
case of the memories have moved from one place to another. It's that the people presiding over those are totally different now. We've repurposed it, we've restructured it, and now it's under new management, basically, which is the biggest thing. That's going to be interesting. Haruka, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. We are currently just watching through some lore here, so buckle in, because this is an interesting one.
I'm going to make a guess and say that Pantalona took it with him back to Snezhnaya. Not
See, I thought that at first as well. I don't think so anymore, Min. I need to talk to Min about this. I'm going to talk to her tonight.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
call her.
I want a lore talk between them, bro. When is that gonna come out? I want one. We didn't get. I'm surprised there wasn't one for for the Asmodee quest. I'm very surprised they didn't talk with that. But I really want one, bro. I really want one. But yeah, I was very surprised there wasn't.
I think
one.
that's the case. I actually do think the Shades have it now. I originally thought Pantalone had it.
confirmed, just a guess. Even so, Mawika doesn't regret giving it to Sumeru. She suggests that its disappearance may be connected to the large change Irminsul's destruction caused to Fate. Like Pantalone took Fate in his own hands, literally, and took the Gnosis, yes. The final part or epilogue of the quest focuses on Kale. Kale travels to Mondstadt with the Traveler, Paimon, Tainari, and Sino. She reunites with Sucrose and Albedo and the cast from the Windbloom Festival. Nicole then
This was
reveals that
cute.
Lilipar has come to see Kale. Lilipar explains that the final remaining trace of her mistress, the goddess of flowers, now exists inside Kale.
Dude, I never thought I would be sad about a racist lamp passing.
She's apparently waited centuries for the chance to be close to Nabu Malikata again. Kale explains that she no longer wants anything from the god remains inside her. The remains already gave her the dream to help save Sumeru, and she doesn't want divine power or a special destiny. She just wants to live as an ordinary human being. Lilipar asks Kale to let her take the remaining essence of the goddess of flowers from her body. This would finally remove what the Fatui forced into Kale when she was a child and allow her to live without any god remains.
So I was just
inside
reading
her.
the comments. You can't see them, but
Forced into Kale when
my
she
face
was a
gets in the way.
child and allow her to live without any god remains inside her. But Lilipar also admits that doing this will cause her own death. She's tired after living for so long and wants to rest with the final trace of the mistress she loved. Kale agrees. Lilipar takes the remaining trace of Nabu Malikata from Kale and disappears with it. That concludes the main
Goddamn.
events of Acts 9 and 10.
saying she's
It's
dead.
crazy. And now we're going to have
He is
10 minutes
dead.
of Min yapping about theories, which I'm the most excited about. I'm curious why the Heavenly Principles had no reaction to Irminsul burning. I think it's because a lot of people's theories about the big old HP being very highly linked to us, the Travelers, I guess, and possibly Paimon.
And even, I mean, I guess it also just Celestia in general. Though I do not like, bro. Bro, I just want to learn, bro, about Celestia, bro. Oh my god. I mean, we learned a little bit about the technology, about how Aru was inspired by it and everything. Used technology of Celestia, but it's like I feel like the most we've ever seen of Celestia is technically in Nicole's teaser. But it's like, oh my god, I just want to see it. And I'm just way too curious. I'm way too curious.
And the ship and
It's
everything.
so annoying because I can't go out and look at it myself. My curiousness can't lead anywhere because I physically can't do anything with it. It's so annoying.
Is likely pretty true. There's probably going to be some little bits of information that we're missing still, for sure. But I do think the whole sleeping just
I
means,
cannot wait
you know,
because I feel like you're gonna get so much Celestia lore in Carnria. I think that's probably when it's gonna happen. I don't know.
stations,
Maybe not.
basically.
Who
They're too
knows?
busy with other things like it.
Who
Well,
knows?
sleeping just means, not at their stations, basically. They're too busy with other things like, exploring Tapan.
Quest leaves behind some very important information about Dottore, fate, and what this could mean for Snezhnaya. Not to mention the cryptic message Nahida gave the Traveler while she was still connected to Irminsul. But is Dottore actually dead? There may have been some confusion surrounding Dottore's plan and what happened to his
What
soul.
could this be, dude? What could this fucking be?
I don't know.
The location of the freaking upside down statue. Ah, God.
While she was still connected
There's
to
literally no
Irminsul.
answer.
But is Dottore
No way you can know.
actually
Payola?
dead?
There's just no way you can know. I feel like, but I feel like it has to be the nations that have yet to come. But I don't know.
There may have been some confusion surrounding Dottore's
Maybe it's frozen in ice and Shesnaya. I don't know.
plan and what happened
Preserved.
to his soul after
What would actually fit? Payola would. Payola was, correct me if I'm wrong, but the burial site, or not burial site, but death site of, the previous Descender, right? Where the third Descender
Oh,
died,
okay.
yeah. Remuria would work, yeah. Nodcry would work. Nodcry would work. Inazuma would work.
Well, no, Nocry has the dash in between. Nocry does have the dash in between. It's written with the dash. So.
What else would work?
And plus, it probably isn't just. I mean, if we're talking about it like it actually has 7 letters, there's a chance it might not even has 7 letters. It just has 7 squares. But maybe it does have 7 letters.
Think about this later, bro. There's so many places that probably would end up working.
he split it in half. But the post-quest item Anomalous Tree Marrow 3 explains the method behind his plan.
Oh,
The
we went through all these. These are
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
if you want to see my reaction to Brand's video, or just watch Brand's video, that'd be better. Insane, actually insane. Yeah, 3 was the most interesting and the most fun to apart. It was like, oh my
Dude,
god.
Min's got a cock here.
Dottoro's notes say that he split his soul into two halves. One half would enter the ley lines after he died in Nodcry. The other half would be injected into Irminsul by Pantalone as data. Both halves would then travel to Irminsul and merge there, or become one again, allowing his memories and
God, look at him.
consciousness to remain intact inside the tree. I think it's the comp sci degree in me, but Pantalone uploading Dottore into Irminsul sounds like a very literal SQL injection. And I don't know, I just find
I'm
it
curious
funny.
how he did that.
Okay, I don't know what that means because I'm fucking pretty stupid. So someone explain to me like I'm
Me
five.
either.
This exchange also makes the relationship really interesting. Now, I don't ship anything in Genshin other than myself and Dean Slip, but their chemistry was really good. And they
Yeah.
also use each other's real names before Dottore is about to disappear. That's so romantic. and
I mean, for me,
Why did
it
the
was
whisper
like,
that, bro?
to disappear. That's so romantic.
Oh my
Anyway,
I mean, for me, it was like, I get it. By the way, I understand entirely why people ship these two, and I think they cared for each. Well, I think it's weird, dude. I feel like
I don't think
Pantalone
they. I don't know if they care. I think they care. I think they just saw each other as close colleagues, to the point where they respected each other a lot. And that's probably the max it probably was ever at. I don't think they'll ever friends or anything like that. I just think they were very close colleagues, who just worked together very well. I don't know.
probably care for Dottore more than Dottore care for Pantalone, even though they share a lot of information and stuff. I feel like Pantalone was probably the only person that Dottore really cared about in general. I never really saw it personally as like a romantic thing, although again, I can see why people would for sure. But for me, it really was a case of like, he was just a test subject and a very successful one, and his biggest promise at becoming immortal forever. So, I don't know.
Please.
It's hard. I feel like they were using each other entirely. And they were both okay with just the fact that they were using each other the entire time.
Because they're
So
both
is
still getting what they
Dottore
wanted.
Really, actually, completely dead. The Dottore we know is gone. However, Act 10 introduces a possible loophole which
Well, the Dottore we thought we knew was gone. Every Dottore that we've thought we've known as being gone, it's never the same person.
anomalous tree
Well, not never, but rarely.
Dottore asks what would happen if, after his
Yeah.
soul was depleted, his data were extracted from someone
Pantalone's
else's,
memories.
possibly Pantalone's memories, and combined with that person's intact soul as the base material.
That is
Pantalone
insane.
responds that this would mean creating a new individual, and questions who could even perform that experiment once Dottore was gone. Remember Guthred in Act 5 of the Natlan Archon quests? When the traveler
You know what just came to mind?
once Dottore was gone, creating a new individual, and questions who could even perform that experiment once Dottore was gone.
Who do we know who has already performed experiments in terms of creating new individuals?
I feel like he's gonna have to say it, then I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
And now also has the power of literal life on their side.
Oh, Ryan Dotter. Okay. Yeah, Ryan Dotter. I was thinking playable characters for some reason.
Because Dottore is not the only person we
Ryan
know that's
Dotter.
done experiments in what a lot of people
Okay.
would call blasphemy.
Yeah, Ryan Dotter's kind of insane.
Crispy wafer,
Yeah,
creamy
Ryan Dotter
hazelnut
can
filling.
create like...
Elevate every
Bro, Ryan Dotter fucking... Bro, if the reason Dottore comes back is Ryan Dotter... Okay. That'd be insane. I mean, Dottore bring back Raria, so... But... Who knows?
Anya is dead.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Dotter bring back freaking Dottore, to be honest.
What? Anya is dead, though? What? No. No, not what I was thinking.
Oh, you think of Doran.
Guthred in
I think
Act
of
5
Doran.
of the Natlan Archon quest?
I think it
When
Ryan
the
Dotter.
traveler encounters Guthred in the Night Kingdom, the group
Yeah.
is confused because Guthred was
And bro is also a sinner. Yeah.
from Conria, and the Night Kingdom originally
It was a
didn't
50-50.
accept souls from outside Natlan. Guthred explains that he's not actually the original Guthred soul. He is more accurately a story created by the people of Natlan after shamans.
So you just create a story of Dottore and you could recreate it.
Recorded his deeds on a woven scroll. What they're seeing is the version of him preserved through story and people's memories. Most
They
importantly,
protected us
this
through this
reconstructed
place.
Guthred is imperfect. He was remembered as a glorious
the
hero,
barrier.
but he admits the real Guthred was far more obsessive and cruel. But the difference is that Guthred was created from the memories within the Night Kingdom and not the ley line.
Oh yeah, because you're saying the stories of him was like, wrong. I was like, so you mean the story as was very glorious? Yeah, okay. So he was created by the stories of him, which were not technically actually him,
Most important.
and not actually what he was like, but it's what people thought. So Dottore could be a completely different person if she's going to where someone writes a story about Dottore. The stories about Dottore get created into a new Dottore. I wonder what that Dottore would be like, because obviously it'd be what people thought of him. But obviously, yeah. But I mean, people think he's fucking maniac, so he'd probably be the exact same.
This
Maybe the exact same.
reconstructed Guthred is imperfect. He was remembered as a glorious hero, but he admits the real Guthred was far more obsessive and cruel. But the difference is that Guthred was created from the memories within the Night Kingdom and not the ley lines. And Dottore is suggesting something much more disturbing, taking someone's memories and combining it with another person's soul to create an entirely new version of him. It's not impossible, I suppose, but there may be another way for Dottore to return, or at least
I guess Pantalone's memories would be the best because he's worked with him the longest. I think the best way is probably just to get the memories of Irminsul that Irminsul has recorded of him. Right?
new version of him to live on. Because throughout the Archon quest, there's one incredibly
What the fuck was that?
version of him to live on. Because throughout the Archon quest, there's one incredibly suspicious detail. This little blue lizard keeps showing up for apparently no reason. It first
It is
appears
the same
in the
one.
Curatorium of Secrets.
True.
Then it appears near Thoth at Aru. And in Act 10, it appears again during the scene where Mawika gives
It is the same lizard over and
the
over again.
Pyronosis.
That is the same colors.
It's not for no reason. It's not. Lizard Tory might actually be real. I'm not kidding.
And maybe
I'm not kidding. The reason is, hey, listen, Min cut.
The experiment. I think it could be the reason why it could be the lizard is because the experiment he did in No Cry. But
An absolute banger theory.
Hope you're well, bro.
Thank you, bro. Kyle, thank you very much for the 78-month resub. Jesus, I appreciate it, brother. Min cooked an insane theory when we were talking about this months ago, bro, and it was back in Nod Cry in the Archon quest. I can't remember
he's gonna
exactly
talk
which one
about
was,
it.
but where Dottore had that brush in with Wanderer, right, where he flew past him. There was a scene where we went into an experimental bubble created by Dottore. Maybe this is also where
that's literally what I was talking
lizard
about.
appeared. Yeah, if it was at 7, it's where it happened. And one of his experiments in the bubble was actually separating the human soul and putting it into the animals. You'll remember that?
Oh, the soul. I was saying
We
the
went into
mind.
the bubble and we saw the animals and the passed out.
What I was
Passed
saying.
out humans next to them.
There's
It
a reason
is
he did that experiment.
Entirely plausible that this is, or at least harbors Dottore's soul.
A successful
where Mawika gives
experiment.
the traveler in the heat of the Pyronosis. And maybe I'm reading way too much into this little guy, but the way these scenes were framed makes it feel like the game wanted us to notice this.
I mean, they didn't want us to notice this. You couldn't notice it. You couldn't unnotice it. Like, it was in the screen. Like, it was the main focus of whenever it showed up on screen, which is weird.
Here's the issue. Dottore had already been experimenting with something related to this. Back in
It's true, because when that... Oh, here we go. Yeah, Min had this theory months ago, which is very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, every time this lizard appears, it's always front and center.
Dottore had already been experimenting with something related to this. Back in Act 7 of the Nodcry Archon quest, Albedo and Wanderer discover human bodies lying beside animals. They eventually realize that Dottore had transferred the human minds into those animal bodies as part of his experiments. Then, Anomalous Tree Marrow 3 explains why those experiments mattered. Dottore says that splitting the soul wasn't the hardest part. The real problem was figuring out how to transfer that soul to the correct destination. So he began testing that process on animals, using other people's souls as his subjects. So the idea of putting a human soul or consciousness into an animal body is something Dottore had actively tested. And after everything he says about preserving himself, it's hard not to wonder whether that lizard is more than just a little detail. It makes you wonder if Dottore is actually this little lizard.
Especially the
there's
colors.
one more detail that might make this even stronger. After Irminsul is destroyed, Nahida says that the pyronosis burned the corrupted tree for 7 days and 7 nights before the flames finally died down. That wording felt very specific to me, so I went looking for whether it could be referencing something. And I found...
Is that Kenny trying to glitch out, bro?
a possible connection in the Midrash Tanhuma, an ancient Jewish commentary on the Torah. It's not part of the Bible itself, but a later collection of rabbinic interpretations and stories that expand on biblical ideas. In one passage, Vayeshev 3:4, a furnace burns for 7 days and 7 nights. When the fire becomes hot enough, a creature that looks like a lizard emerges from the flames. This passage actually connects back to the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay, number one, that sounds kind of crazy, but number two, that lizard was there before the burning, so...
Three men who survived being thrown into a fiery furnace in the book of Daniel. The Midrash uses them as an example of people surviving fire, then brings up the salamander. Because it was created
I love how there's the old version, like other segments.
Fire, it was believed to be protected from it, meaning the possibility that Dottore actually lied and split his soul into 3.
I think that's entirely possible. I do. I said from the beginning, bro, the way that Pantalone said it, like the remainder of your soul was split in 2. I deadass think he split it into 3, bro. I do. I think he split it into 2, and then
split one of those halves into 2, and then kept half of it somewhere else.
His soul was put in like the lizard, for example, right? Just as an example, let's just imagine this for me. Imagine this: Dottore's soul, one big ball soul, right? Split into 2, so there's 2 separate halves. Let's just say like this: 2 separate halves of the soul. This half, lizard. This half, the remainder of the soul split into 2 again. Then it's the Northland Bank and the Ermin soul, blah, 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 whatever the fuck it was.
Great value and a
Bro, oh my god, this is getting too much, I feel like. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, we're probably going to see something to do with Dottore immediately as we enter Shaznia in the first... freaking in 7.0. We're probably going to see something about him in 7.0. I feel like we are.
I feel like we are. 3 deadly cells, 3 souls. I think he did that. I do.
One died and not cry.
I said it instantly before. I 100% do.
Was kept in Northland Bank by Pantalone, and the third is now in this lizard. So is the last piece of Dottore's soul in this little lizard? To be clear, none of this is confirmed. But I also don't think it's unreasonable to question whether Dottore is truly gone. Either that, or I'm coping with the rest of the Dottore fans. Because honestly, I thought he was one of the best villains Genshin has ever had.
Yep,
maybe even
we
the
spoke
best.
about this.
And I love the idea that even after his defeat, the threat of Dottore is still hiding somewhere in the story, waiting for the right moment to return. I just love the thought of him continuously haunting the narrative, okay? Now, since the Irminsul tree has been burned, we need to talk about fate. What happens now that fate doesn't seem to exist? Irminsul was the method through which the heavenly principles maintained fate, but now the Irminsul...
I think it still exists to an extent. I do. I think the roots have something to do with it.
Has been destroyed. Nahida says that the flow of fate now carries many more possibilities. But the quest doesn't say that fate is completely gone.
No, I think it just like Irminsul's roots like this, I think fate just has more branches of possibilities now. It's not just one fate. I think there's multiple.
It doesn't say that prophecies no longer matter either. And it doesn't say that every possible future can suddenly happen. What it does confirm is that there are now more possibilities in the flow of fate than there were before. Meaning Tevat's future is no longer fixed on one path or completely predetermined. Prophecies may have more room to change. Characters may have a greater chance of escaping outcomes that once seemed unavoidable. And most importantly, the heavenly principles may have lost one of their most important tools for maintaining control. This also connects to what Alice previously said about the Abyss. Alice described the Abyss in relation to the hatred of
so
fates.
funny,
What
cute.
Alice previously said about the Abyss. Alice described the Abyss in relation to the hatred of fates that will not come to pass, futures that are rejected and never became reality. Now that Irminsul has been destroyed and more possibilities can apparently move forward, it raises an important question. What happens to the Abyss now that this fate system has changed?
I feel like nothing, right? Because I feel like nothing, because even if there's more choices, you could still only ever pick one choice, so the other choices would not be picked. So then it gets fed into the abyss even more. So I feel like nothing would ever change because there's still only one choice will only ever be able to be made. So I said nothing.
We don't know the answer yet, and we don't know
I
whether
feel like
this
anyway.
change weakens the abyss, strengthens it, or creates a completely new problem.
True.
So for now, this is theory. But what then will be Snezhnaya's story now that the Heavenly Principles no longer seemingly controls fate? The
Dragons, baby!
Rita has set her gaze on the Heavenly
Niflheim.
Principles. The God's Limits teaser heavily implies that the Fatui's end goal involves challenging and possibly killing the Heavenly Principles and their shades. When the Heavenly Principles eventually does wake up, they may find that Irminsul has been destroyed and
Like,
replaced by Aru.
Dude.
Huh? What going on?
Dude.
What?
No.
You good?
No.
And also that the
You
Hydra
good?
throne was destroyed. This may give
Very
them
good.
more independence, but Aru and Nahida might also be a future target. The
Okay, hear me out. I have to say it.
Okay.
What
Thank
if-
God.
So, hold on. What if what I said earlier was actually correct? What if this teaser was actually round about now where we are, right, in the story, in terms of the shades basically saying that they were going to intervene?
Oh, and it's these three, and this is these three just before Nahida talked to them. Like, this happened just before Nahida talked to them. And there was technically supposed to be four there, but Asmodee never showed up. Is that what I feel like? Maybe that's where he's going to go. This happened either maybe just after or just before the whole conversation with Nahida.
Or like at the start of Snezhnaya, and it's not when this came out, because that's happened before, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, the Dottore burn of the tree was 4 years ago. It just happened later, right? What if this part,
You're being watched.
because this is where Renova specifically is like, oh my god, we're being watched.
By whom? Whose gaze could pierce this far?
Whose gaze could pierce this far?
Oh my god. This
This
trailer
is what
was
I'm talking
awesome.
about. Look at this. So it goes. This is what I was talking about earlier, guys.
Could pierce this far.
Watch. Through this to the real the real sky, the red sky. Through the false firmament into the Tevat sky. Past everything, past Celestia, down to
Do not
Piera.
cry.
What
Do
if
not cry. Or maybe not
this?
cry.
And then
I remember those eyes.
this is actually foreshadowing for what's gonna happen. Like, yes, this is likely the Cataclysm.
Oh, is this the new... Oh, you're saying this is new Carnaria getting destroyed? Oh, fuck. Bro, this is new Carnaria getting destroyed?
Right? The big catastrophe, what happened.
It was just before I
When-
crossed the curse of immortality.
When Renova comes down. But what if this also happens in Snezhnaya? Like we were saying earlier, it makes the most
in
sense for
Snezhnaya?
Renova to be the one that dies if she dies. What if she has the Gnosis, and it is Piero that sees them, brings her down somehow, and actually finishes the job?
And Pierre has orange on him, so I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see it. What is this? Like, there is an orange on him. I don't know what this is. What he's doing there.
Like we were saying earlier, it makes the most sense for Renova to be the one that dies if she dies. What if she has the Gnosis, and it is Piero that sees them, brings her down somehow, and actually finishes the job this. And it is Piero that sees them, brings her down somehow, and actually finishes the job this time. Ooh, that could be the Temple of Space of Asmodee. What? No. This is likely Carmior. This is likely Carmior
Yeah.
in the past.
Oh, in the past.
I mean,
Okay.
it makes sense. Originally, I was thinking, what if this isn't right now? But then
He doesn't have the mask. Yeah.
He doesn't have the mask here. And this is likely the Curse of Immortality section. God, it's still so cool, dude.
It is. It will never not be cool.
Goddamn.
He is so unfazed.
Goddamn. Sorry, I wanted to go over that real quick. Dude, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be so freaking cool.
heavily implies that the
I didn't even realize that was Him going to a different video.
His end goal involves
If Renova dies, Teyvat is cooked. Okay, bro, people said the exact same thing about if Irminsul burns. I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. Every single time somebody comes up with a
What do you mean
theory,
Teyvat's
deadass,
cooked?
listen, they're like, when people were like, the Irminsul's
Hey,
definitely gonna burn.
Dottore becomes the replacement. Surely.
And they were like, no, because everybody had,
Surely.
when it comes up with a theory, though, deadass, listen, they're like, when people were like, the Irminsul's definitely gonna burn, they were like, no, because everybody had died, Nahida had died, and it's like, I always said, leave it, wait, because there is always new things in the lore that will make it make sense. What happened? New things in the lore that made it make sense, baby. I don't put anything past Hoyoverse. Anything is possible in this game. Anything.
challenging and possibly
Now listen, I don't want Renova to die. She hot as balls, but she might.
True, bro. Play more and over.
Renova die. She hot as balls, but she
That
might.
is very true. She's hot as hell.
and their shades.
She
When the
might.
Heavenly Principles eventually does wake up, they may find that Irminsul has been destroyed.
She's also
and
cool as
replaced
hell,
by
so.
Aru. And
God damn, bro. Hey, she got some.
also that the Hydra throne was destroyed. This may give the enemy more independence, but Aru and Nahida might also be a future target. The artifact set
Senora
Disenchantment
replaces
in Deep Shadow adds more context to Snezhnaya's potential story. The lore in the artifact set takes place before the current Tsaritsa ascended the throne and
Wait, would killing the ruler of death release Capitano from his throne?
Do it now! Kill her now! Kill her now!
Download the Western Union mobile.
Oh, who gives a shit about Renova now? Kill her now. True, actually, it could release him.
Let this guy cook, bro. Let this guy cook. Mitchell is
Well, maybe not because he's merged with the ley line side of it.
Killer. I'm okay with the dying, actually. You know what? This is fine. Yeah.
I knew that's where that was going.
For the plot to progress forward, I think it makes sense. That's fine.
Yarny Palace.
I knew
At
that's
that
where that
time,
was gonna go.
Snezhnaya was ruled by the Snow King, and a human researcher named Axinia was involved in a forbidden project approved
He
by
looks so
him.
cool.
Their project involved searching for a
Give me
path
guys a
beyond the
gun.
heavens, described as a stairway leading to a vacant seat in the court of the stars. The story also connects their work to forcing unlikely possibilities into reality, which suggests they were already interested in resisting or manipulating fate. With everything that happened in Acts 9 and 10, the Tsaritsa's plan should be easier to execute now more than ever, right? If fate is unpredictable right now,
What is this freaking animation from?
and the Heavenly Principles no longer has a
Is
same
it
control it
fair,
once
man?
had through Irminsul, then could someone else step in and
No, that can't be fan made. This looks real. Is this? Is this? Mini Astro Wonderland stuff?
seize control of Teyvat's future?
No, it can't
But
be.
what if destroying Irminsul didn't free Teyvat from fate? What if it only created an opening for someone else to impose their
Oh, it's
own?
fan-made.
Now I want to talk about one of the strangest
Yeah,
mysteries.
it's fan made.
Opening
This bit
for
here,
someone else
I was like, it's
to
fan
impose
made.
their own. Now I want to talk about one of the strangest mysteries in the
Wait, is that from Hoyofit? Why Paimon got
someone
that
else
balloon
to
string, bro?
impose their own. Now
She got that balloon string.
I want to talk about one of the strangest mysteries Nahida leaves the Traveler with before Irminsul burned down. Before everything is destroyed, Nahida seems to pull one final piece of important information from Irminsul. She tells the Traveler, the statues of the gods hang inverted from the heavens, but one alone is unique among them.
Yep.
Then she secretly gives the Traveler the location
I-
of this
oh my
unique
God.
statue and instructs them not
So
to tell anyone.
curious.
And for the rest of Acts 9 and 10, we never get a follow-up. Now, I'm sure
We know. I mean, yeah. He uses the thing, the emblem thing, in Irminsul, but I think that was just to establish the connection, right? I don't think that information was connected to that
a
thing.
lot of us immediately thought of the defiled statue from We Will Be Reunited.
I thought about it exactly, but during this reaction, I was like, but it doesn't make sense that the location is cryptid because we know where the location is. We know where this is. So why would the location be cryptid? So it's a different one.
I did.
Yes.
And I do think that's intentional. The game clearly wants us to remember the inverted statue of the Seven.
why is it
And this
cryptid?
isn't the only Archon quest that we're reminded of it. But I also don't think Nahida is talking about that same statue. The defiled statue was a stolen statue of Barbados that the Abyss Order corrupted and suspended upside down in the ruins. They plan to use it as part of their Loom of Fate operation. But the Traveler has already seen that statue, meaning they already know where it is.
Yeah.
So if Nahida were only talking about the defiled statue, why would she need to secretly give the Traveler its location?
Yeah.
Good point.
Why
And
would it be
would she warn them
cryptic?
not to tell anyone? I think Nahida's statement is probably setting up a much bigger secret about the statues of the Seven, Celestia, or even the true structure of Teyvat itself. Upside down Teyvat theory is still a thing.
Yeah,
I
it
also
is.
think Nahida is pointing us toward a hidden statue we've never seen before. And we already have a reason to believe special statues can lead somewhere important. A statue of
Yep.
Barbados was a portal to the Temple of Space. So what if this unique statue does something similar? What
There
if
could be something in Shiznaya where there's a statue frozen. Probably not. I don't know. I'm just thinking of some things. Maybe when Kanria, maybe because Kanria is already being made into fruition, like new Kanria is already being implanted into the world. Maybe it's like new Kanria's stuff. I don't know.
it leads a traveler to another hidden
Statues.
location
But then they don't have a statue of the Seven, so I don't fucking know.
that no one anticipated
Everything I'm saying, everything I say, I prove myself wrong. Like,
that is supposed to know about.
a second later.
Remember the massive Barbados statue in Mondstadt? Now, I'm not saying this is the statue Nahida is talking about, but the inscription reads Gateway of Celestia. Just something to think about. If
Yeah.
you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
I really need to take a screenshot of that freaking alphabet because fuck.
Minsley can now read the Genshin Impact lore so that
Good
you
video,
don't
but-
have to.
Thank you, Minsley.
It's always good to
What
get a
good
recap.
video, dude. That was a very good video.
Hey, fun to
Honestly,
watch.
Dude, let Min cook. I'm gonna have to try call it a night if I can, if I'm feeling alright. I've been suffering with some abdomen problems lately, to be honest, but maybe
Hope you
hopefully
get
tonight
better.
feels pretty good. Yeah, that was crazy. That was actually crazy. Good video. That, oh my god, bro, that was
Oh
like
my
an hour
God.
long almost, and it was a 30
Wow, I made this go for a while, huh?
minute video. Sorry, Jesus. Go check out Min's Leaf. I'll leave the video link
Wow.
in the YouTube description right at the
Jesus.
top. And subscribe to the channel if you're excited to see me and Min yap about Genshin lore. Thank you for watching.
Brand made the video go for 2 times longer. I made it go for almost 2 times longer. Oh
Building a
my
better
god,
WI starts
bro.
with
I
the
almost
right
made this go for
support.
2 hours.
Construction Training Fund is
I didn't feel like 2 hours. Yeah, insane video. I'm gonna end this now. Oh, I didn't realize it was going for so long. I want to watch some city skylines. I didn't realize it went for so long, bro. Oh my god, that's actually insane. But yeah, hopefully everyone did enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe. Oh my god, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.